Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So, I've got my funnel. Good job I caught that. And I'm going to definitely be doing a funnel pour today. I'm just using a classic background in terms of I'm using a black background. It's Lamp Black by Amsterdam. And I've got 6 blues that I'm going to place within the funnel and then drag the funnel across the canvas to create a pattern and stretch it out. But how are those blues and that black going to work? Well, let's experiment and let's see what we can create. So I've got my funnel. I'm going to take you down to see the canvas and all the paints, and I'll also talk about all the ratios. And if you watch the full tutorial, you'll know that I go step by step and give hints and tips throughout. So I'm excited. I've got some great ideas this year and I just can't wait to explore them with you. So what do we say? Let's see what we can create. So here we go. Here are the colours. You can see here I've got my canvas already prepared. I have painted the edges and the sides, all with Lamp Black. And then I've got these 6 blues, all from Amsterdam. I've mixed all my paints with pouring medium and water. I will list all of those ratios and the names of the paints in the description box, so please check that out. But just to give you an idea, we've got an ultramarine, a greenish blue, sky blue light, a king's blue, a metallic blue, and a Prussian blue, along with the Lamp Black for the base. So my paints are already mixed, my funnel is ready, my canvas is ready. Let's go. So first of all, I'm just going to add a puddle of Lamp Black in the middle of the canvas, and then just pick up my canvas and spread that paint out across the surface area. You'll see here that I'm using a torch, and that is literally just to pop any air bubbles. So when you mix your paints up, whether it's with just water or with a pouring medium or both, as you mix, you'll add air into that mixture. So this torch just pops those air bubbles. So now for the funnel. I'm placing the funnel on the canvas, immersed into that black paint. So I want that vacuum to create between that funnel and that paint. So as I start to pick up my colours, all those blues, and pour them into the funnel, I don't want them to escape until I start lifting the funnel up and down. So I'm going to take one colour at a time and place those colours first of all within the funnel. So all my colours are in, and now I'm going to allow them to escape from underneath. And I do that just by picking the funnel up and down, up and down. And when I lift the funnel up, you can see more paint is adding to that volume of paint that we've already got on the canvas. So I do need a little bit more volume. So again, I'm just going to take one colour at a time and add more blue paint within the funnel and go through that process again of just lifting it up and down, up and down. So I know I've got enough volume of paint now on my canvas. I'm just going to use my torch one more time just to pop any air bubbles. But I really can't wait to start tilting this paint because I know there's colour underneath that black, and I can't wait to expose all of those blue colours. So let's pick up the canvas, and I'm just going to swirl the canvas, swirl that paint in a circular motion, just allowing that black paint to initially help that blue paint that's on top travel a little bit further across that surface area before I start tilting into the corners and exposing more of that blue paint. So again, this is just about taking your time, having a look at how that paint's reacting, having a look at how those tones open up. Ignore that concentration on my face. I am just going to push the paint more towards the edges and really open up the pattern that we've been able to create by layering those paints in that funnel. So now it's really about pushing that paint towards those edges and down the sides and then bringing it back on itself. I'm really noticing there's more of a lighter side and a darker side. And I really want to work with that darker side to almost make sure that there's half and half on the canvas. That lighter side, as that light shines through, almost creates that shadow effect. So that's my vision for this one as I'm starting to tilt. I am noticing more and more air bubbles, which is just natural paint reacting with the air that's been added by mixing up that paint formula. But I'm just using my torch to pop those as we go. So again, I'm just going to pick up the canvas and start tilting that paint to cover that full surface area. But what I would say, and you'll be able to really help me with this, is I'd love to reach more people across YouTube, especially those people that enjoy this art form and maybe will enjoy the tutorials that I do. So, this is my favour. Could you please share out the video? Could you give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and even comment in the comment section below? Because that really helps me reach new people across YouTube, and I'd really love our community to connect together even more. So a big thank you in advance for doing that. So I'm now just going to continue tilting out the paint, and then I'm going to take you in for a closer look at the wet and the dry versions. So I'm just tweaking the composition a little bit more. Remember I said I wanted that light side and that dark side. So that shadow, with it being kind of a 50-50, a half split across the canvas. So I'm happy with the overall composition. I'm just placing it back on my stands. And now let me take you in. But before I do that, I just want to check a consistent layer. And I've got it. I think it's good. So let me take you in now for a closer look. And here's the dry version. I haven't yet varnished it. I tend to do my varnishing in warmer months of the year, unless a piece sells in the winter months. I will varnish when needed. But I usually use a spray varnish. I use a spray varnish by Winsor & Newton, a gloss varnish. And for me, that just works better because I can get a really good even coat across the canvas without any brush strokes showing. So that's my tip if you really want to minimise any strokes that you might get with a brush normally. Just use a spray. As I sit back and reflect about this piece, I really do love that darker section and that lighter section. It's almost like the sun is shining through, shimmering on top of the ocean with that darker section underneath. I'd love to know what you see as well, so drop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you've had fun. I know I have, and I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. Take care everyone and have a great week ahead. Bye.